Tonight I'm taking you to the heart of France, a place of charm, laughter, love, and something far more ancient. This is the haunting of Lalande, the chilling tale of a 17th century spirit who never truly left. So grab a candle, settle somewhere safe, and prepare yourself, because this one lingers. In the rolling countryside of central France, Château de Lalande sits a picturesque, perfect estate, wrapping in ivy and history. Owned by the radiant Stephanie Jarvis, Michael Potts and the elusive Nick, Lalande is more than just a home. It's a living time capsule, filled with love, laughter, restoration projects, and occasionally disturbances. This story begins in the autumn of 2025. The world was holding its breath, and so was Lalande. The leaves turned blood red and gold, and Galahad, the beloved little dog, began to bark at the shadows no one else could see. At first it was playful, a bark here, a stare there, but then came the growls, the whimpers in the chapel, and the way he refused to go into certain bedrooms. Stephanie laughed it off. Galahad's just being dramatic. She smiled on camera. But those close to her, they knew. Philip, her fiancé, was the first to see him clearly. A tall, solemn man in a powdered wig standing beneath where would have been a chandelier in the grand salon. His eyes were fixed on Philip. Not angry, not sad, just watching. They found his name in a dusty old registry in the attic. Henri de Lalande, Baron of Lalande, died 1682. Unmarried, no heirs, last of his line. The chateau hadn't always been so cheerful. During the 1600s, Lalande was a place of secrets. It was said Henri kept to himself. 3 grand balls but rarely danced, whispered of jewels, broken hearts, and even betrayal. Since his name was found, Henri became bolder. Stephanie would awaken at 3:33 a.m, always the same time, to the faint scent of old cologne. Letters she'd written would vanish, only to reappear in drawers she hadn't opened. The piano in the music room would play 2 notes over and over. Dan and Anne-Marie joked that Henri was jealous. Maybe he thinks Stephanie's the new lady of the house, Dan teased. But Anne-Marie, usually the first to laugh, wasn't smiling. He said he saw Henri watching Stephanie in the mirror, just over her shoulder, his expression unreadable. Then came the Halloween masquerade. The chateau was filled with friends, lights and laughter. Costumes swirled through candlelight and the champagne flowed. But amidst the celebrations, Galahad froze in the doorway, his ears pinned back. He refused to enter. Someone else did. Multiple guests reported seeing a tall figure in 17th century dress gliding silently through the room. His mask, not Venetian lace or feathers like others, but simply a porcelain death mask. Stephanie thought it was a prank until she reviewed the footage. He was in the background in 3 different videos, moving in silence, unacknowledged by anyone, none of the guests. No one at the party wore that costume. In the months that followed, strange things escalated. A mural was discovered in the West Wing, hidden behind layers of plaster. It showed a young woman in a rose-coloured gown, her eyes dark with sorrow, next to a man, unmistakably Henri. A love story, a tragedy. No record of this woman exists. Jerry claimed he had dreamed of her, sobbing behind the walls. Natty and Marie said that they had heard waltz music echoing through the empty halls. Even the guests began waking up, and the same thing, footsteps pacing the hallways just before dawn. Stephanie decided to investigate the one place she'd never dared to explore, the cellar beneath the chapel. Anne-Marie pried open the rusty iron door. The air was thick, cold, and unmoving. In the far corner behind the old wine rack, they found it, a sealed stone niche. Inside an urn, Henri's ashes, hidden, forgotten. He hadn't been buried in the family crypt. He'd been walled up, out of sight, out of memory. Stephanie placed a single candle in front of the urn. "Henri," she whispered, "this is your home too." Since then, Henri has been quiet, but not gone. They say Lalande is different now, softer. The fires burn warmer, the dreams are stranger, and if you walk the halls at night, you may hear the clicking of shoes from centuries past. Or you may find Galahad, staring at nothing, tail wagging. Stephanie often says that Lalande is a place where the past and present coexist. And maybe that's true. Maybe Henri never meant harm. Maybe he just needed to be remembered. But still, when the wind howls through the corridors and the mirrors shimmer without touch, guests find themselves asking, what else is watching? What else is waiting behind the walls of Lalande? Thank you for joining me on this special Halloween episode of Shell's Spooky Stories. The Château de Lalande is a real place filled with history, beauty, and perhaps a few spirits who have chosen to stay behind. If you've enjoyed tonight's tale, be sure to follow and share the podcast. And if you ever visit Lalande, be kind to Galahad. He sees more than we ever could, as most dogs and pets do. Until next time, dear listeners, stay safe and keep your lights on. Before I go, I would actually like to say something personal. For the last 4 years, the Château Diaries has actually been part of my morning ritual, breakfast with Lalande. Through the hardest times, when I lost my mum, when I was apart from my husband, and in the little triumphs and struggles of daily life, I have turned to this beautiful community for comfort, joy, and a sense of connection. It is more than a YouTube channel. It feels like family. I've laughed with them, cried with them, and I've been reminded again and again how powerful it is to keep the past alive. So while the haunted chateau might not be my usual spooky territory, this felt right because Stephanie, Philip, Natty, Anne-Marie, Marie and everyone else in Lalande do its magic, and they breathe life into history, and they hold on to beauty, and they make old live again. And well, I couldn't also let Dan be the only haunted chateau story that I covered, could I? So thank you, Château de Lalande, for helping me keep the lights on, and happy Halloween to everyone.
And if that tale gave you chills, don't forget to feed the spirits. Hit that like button, subscribe so you never miss a haunting, and share this story with your bravest friends, the ones who don't mind a ghost or two, whispering their name at night. Your support helps keep the veil thin and the stories flowing. Until next time, stay spooky, stay curious, and whatever you do,
don't look behind you.